Girl, I don't know if I'm going to yoga tomorrow. And the song that's on my shuffle, yeah. The song that's on my shuffle right now is Yoga by Janelle Monáe and Jadena. It's a really good song. I don't know if I'm going to yoga. It's early in the morning. If I was going to go to yoga, then I would need to be asleep. But I'm awake and I'm recording this because I haven't uploaded all week, you guys. I've been sick. Not. How can I describe it? I've been sick and I needed to rest. That's all. I've been sick and I needed to rest. I've been wanting to record so fucking bad. I've been wanting to talk with you guys. I've been missing you guys. I've been wanting to do a million things. But what I have been doing is resting and journaling and playing my favorite online game, which is called Capybara Go. It's really good. If you download the game and you start playing, you should add me on there. My username is Cappy Diva because obviously. Um Hi, how are you? I'm doing a general reading. I just needed a little bit of an introduction. I just needed a little bit of chit chat with my gals before we begin. And with that being said, let's tap into the energy of the collective. Let's see what's going on. I think I'm going to do just a timer for 10 minutes. You know, the timer's always just a suggestion, just to give us a little bit of structure as we tap into this energy. And I think we've got to turn the music off. I don't know if I said in the last, I don't know when the last time I said this was, but I say it all the time. I cannot channel while music with like words is playing in my head. It just distracts me. I can't hear the voices. Okay. Okay. All right. Timer. And let's get started. So, I have my microphone plugged in. I'm going to be putting it down, picking it up, maybe laughing and giggling. Boogie, I really don't know. So, this is your warning. If you have headphones, you have the volume up really loud. Okay. Let's tap into the collective energy. Oh my goodness. Okay. These came out really quickly. We have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Sun. Okay, they're like stop and talk. With the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, you're being watched. And I don't mean that you're like being watched in like some fucking suspicious or like conspiratory way. Is conspiratory a word? If it's not, pretend that it is. I don't mean that you're being watched in a negative way, but I do feel like you're being watched, like you're being observed. Okay, I'm still getting the brain back together. I feel like you're being observed right now. The energy of the Page of Swords is the energy of watching. It's the energy of stalking. Okay? And I don't feel that this is romantic. This is career. This is definitely career. You could be being watched romantically. Like, that's not a bad thing, or that's not impossible. But we're definitely getting a career energy. First thing coming through in the collective, because the energy of the Page of Swords is an energy of being watched very intently, being watched and you're aligning with an opportunity. And what they also want me to say is, like, some of you are being watched in like a spiritual sense. All of this is good. There's no negative energy. There's no fear. It's no weird shit. It's very positive. But how can I explain this? So in my own personal spiritual practice, I work with certain deities, certain energies, right? So if I'm working with a deity or I'm working with a goddess, there are other people in the world who are working with that same deity, who are working with that same goddess, or it could quite literally be God, right? So if somebody is a devotee of a certain goddess or deity, and that person needs my help or needs my support, then the goddess or deity that we are mutually working with is going to guide that person and put them on a path to be in my life, to be in my audience, to be in my programs, blah, 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 blah. So it's that kind of energy. I've also picked this up. I've also experienced this with like ancestors, people's ancestors can see you and know you and guide their people to you, right? I have people commenting on my YouTube channel, your name came up in my mind. I haven't watched you in years, but now I'm being guided back to your channel. A lot of the reasons why I feel deeply respected and I'm able to attract people who respect me deeply is because, in a spiritual sense, I'm really open and I'm really vulnerable, especially with the spiritual world in the spiritual realm. So when your ancestors see me or connect with me, they see someone who is genuine, they see someone who is authentic, they see someone who is safe, and they also see someone who can genuinely and authentically support you. And as a consequence, you are guided into my world. It's like a spiritual matchmaking service. That's what I'm getting from my collective. You are currently experiencing spiritual matchmaking services, and at the same time, this could be happening together or it could be two groups of you. I'm also getting that you are being watched in the physical realm. So there's somebody who really likes your work. There's somebody who's really obsessed with the work that you do. They think that you do good work and they feel that you've got great potential. Okay, so this is an opportunity to grow and expand and to go to a new level because we've got a knight here and we've got a page here. We have a queen at the bottom of the deck, but we don't have any queens like full out in the spread. When we see a page, we see a student. When we see a knight, we see somebody who's a step above a student. Not yet a master, but they know a little something more, right? They have been around the block a little bit. A page is a child. A knight is a teenager, and a queen or a king is like an adult, right? In terms of maturity levels. So I'm seeing you as this Knight of Wands energy, okay? In your career, you have been creating, you have been creatively expressing yourself, you have been sharing your ideas. Some of you creatively express yourself in the way that you dress, the way that you speak, the ideas that you present, the things that you bring forth. There are people seeing you, there are people observing you, there are people who know who you are, they know the kind of work that you're doing, they're looking at your LinkedIn, okay? They are looking at your like resume. They're keeping up to date with you and the work that you're doing, and you're going to receive opportunities. Like I'm seeing somebody looking at your LinkedIn page, and it could literally be like God, I don't use LinkedIn like that. But you know how LinkedIn is like, oh, people are viewing your profile and blah, 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 blah. Okay, some of these people, maybe they're viewing your LinkedIn from their LinkedIn and you can see them or whatever. Others of these people, they could be viewing your LinkedIn from just like their phone browser, or, they're viewing your LinkedIn, but they're not signed onto the platform, because there's an energy of you being watched, but you not knowing who's watching you. The message that's coming through from my collective is that you don't know who's watching you, but there is somebody who's watching you. There's somebody who's up to date with the work that you do. They like the work that you've done. They like the work that you're currently doing. And they believe that if the two of you connect and work together, you guys will do amazing work together. They see your potential to grow. This is somebody who's been doing this work longer than you. This is somebody who is more established than you. Okay, that's the energy, and that's the vibe that I'm getting with the energy of the sun. It's like the sun is dominating this energy in this spread so far. The sun is the happiest card in the tarot deck. So there's a happiness that is being cast over this entire spread. A happiness that is being cast over this experience of you being watched. Okay, now let's pull from a different deck and let's see what else we can get. Oh my goodness, the cards are coming out so like fast today. Guides, angels, universe are like, I'm glad that you hit record, because we've been waiting to talk about it for a hot fucking minute. Okay, the fourth house is our innermost world, and this to me is screaming authenticity. So you are someone whose authenticity is standing out right now. You've also got Libra, and where we have Libra, we have aesthetic. Where we have Libra, we have Venus. Where we have Libra, we also have a certain level of inner harmony. Okay, there's somebody who is watching you and is believing that you are going to bring a harmony into their life, a greater amount of harmony into their workplace, a greater amount of harmony into their projects. With the energy of Uranus, Uranus is brilliance. Uranus is having creative ideas. Uranus is innovation. Uranus can also be technology. Uranus is things that we don't see coming. So there's a Uranian energy that's being activated for you right now in the collective. This Uranian energy means okay, hold on, there's the timer, we're almost done. This Uranian energy means things are shifting quickly, things are changing quickly, things are about to shift quickly. I'm feeling that you are attracting an opportunity that is aligning to you as a consequence of this internal harmony that you have been cultivating. So for example, right now I'm running the Independent Bitch boot camp, and so every single day I am doing my money mindset work. I'm uncovering my subconscious beliefs, I'm debunking those lies, and I'm telling a new story about who I get to be and what I get to have and what I'm choosing and what I'm expecting and what I am having, as the woman who is on the other side living out her financial desires and dreams and success. So that is bringing me next level peace internally. So whether you are journaling or you are meditating at this time, you are definitely doing something that is bringing next level peace into your life. You're doing something that's really what I'm getting, like a peaceful energy into your life. And as you continue to concentrate on this peace, as you continue to cultivate this peace, as you continue to stabilize this peace, to normalize this peace, You are attracting opportunities and they're going to come out of the blue. When we think about Uranian energy, we're not thinking about things that we can plan. If you look up fucking Uranus and astrology, all of the articles are going to tell you Uranus makes no sense. Uranus is what we don't see coming. Uranus changes this. You think Uranus is going to go left, but Uranus goes right. And it's actually really interesting because scientifically speaking, the planet of Uranus does rotate in our sky in kind of a backwards fucking way. Uranus is like tilted on a different fucking axis, doing a different thing than all of the other planets in our solar system. Uranus is different. Okay, I'm hearing They Not Like Us, okay? Except Uranus is Kendrick Lamar singing They Not Like Us, right? Uranus is looking at the rest of the planets saying you guys are not like me, right? Uranian energy, Aquarian energy. I am different, okay? And I'm not going to mention that fucking Cole Sprouse meme from a couple years ago on the internet. But anyway, so with this Uranian energy, we're seeing a fast-paced energy, okay? Because Uranus rules over the sign of Aquarius. Air sign energy is fast-moving. It's all about communication. It's all about groups. If we want to lean into that Aquarian energy, this could be connections that you're forming through networking. There's somebody who is a friend of yours or just an associate of yours. Okay, Aquarian energy, Uranian energy, it can be 11th house energy. That can be the energy of just kind of like associates, like people that we know, people that we kind of know, people who are our peers, people who we've worked with before, people who maybe are like our work friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see her and I talk to her and we have lunch together sometimes. And, you know, maybe if I go to like a work event or we're all going out to the bar after work, like, I'll do that. But I'm not going to spend a random Sunday morning with her. You know, we're not really doing brunch together. It's that kind of energy. So for some of you, this is going to be like a close friend, like a best friend who's having a conversation with one of their friends. Or this is somebody who is vaguely, like, I don't want to say vaguely familiar with your work, but like they've worked with you, they've seen you, they know you. So it's kind of like these two people who are kind of in your sphere, maybe not really immediately in your sphere, like your social circle, and they're having a conversation about you. They're having a discussion about you, but you don't see it because it's not in your immediate sphere. It's not directly in front of your face, but there are things that are shifting behind the scenes. There are conversations that are being had behind the scenes. There's matchmaking that is being done behind the scenes. And what's about to happen is you're about to take a relationship, take a connection from Aquarian 11th house associate energy to 7th house Libran business partner energy. So the 7th house is a house of partnerships. Sometimes long-term partnerships like marriages, and other times long-term partnerships like business partnerships, okay? So with this Libran energy here, I feel like you have some people that are about to come into your life and they're about to become closer. It's like there's a potential here. If I had one word to describe this energy, it would be potential. There's a great feeling of potential. You know, when you meet somebody and you're like, ooh, I could see you being a lifelong friend of mine. You have potential to become close to me. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy where you're like, okay, I could see us potentially, I don't think that's a word, potentially doing work together. I could see us potentially working on a project together. I could see, you know, or, do you know how like sometimes with artists, I know we have a lot of artists in the audience here, so that could resonate for you specifically, but You know how sometimes there's like artists and they're doing like an interview or something, and it's just like, if you could collab with anybody, who would you collab with? And they're like, oh, I would love to collab with SZA, or I would love to collab with Kendrick Lamar, or oh my god, if I could collaborate with anyone, then I would collaborate with Beyonce, right? It's kind of like, like you see like your two favorite celebrities and you're like, oh my god, I wish that they would collaborate with each other. And then finally there's like a Grammys after party, or there's an Oscars party, and they're in the same room and they start talking, and it's like, we should get in the studio. Or they're in the studio, one of them is in the studio, another one of them has studio time after that, they get to the studio early, or the other one is in the studio too late, and then they get to talking, and then they end up creating this like fucking masterpiece together. Are you guys understanding? This is very much like Aquarian Libran energy. I know a guy who knows a guy. I know somebody who knows somebody else. Oh, you want help with that? I know somebody who can help with that. Oh my god, I remember a girl who I worked with a couple years ago. She was amazing to work with. We're creating a team for this project. We should reach out to her. I wonder what she's doing. Let's look her up on LinkedIn and see what kind of work she's doing. Oh, I see that she's doing this kind of work, and she's been here for a couple of months. I wonder if she might be unhappy there. I wonder if she might be willing to work with us. I don't know. Last time she really enjoyed that project, and I remember we were talking and she told me she always dreamed of working at a company like this, doing work like this. I think we should send her an email anyway. And you get that email on your phone and you're going, oh my god. Oh my god, Samantha, I have not heard from you in years. Yes, how are you doing? And you're like, oh my god, I just got an amazing fucking opportunity because somebody remembered me from 6 years ago, because somebody had a great time with me. That's Libra. That's Libran energy. Libran energy, Venusian energy. It's like the energy of being a people person. You leave a good impression with people, or you have left a very good impression on certain people based on your past work. There is somebody who thinks very highly of you, and as a consequence of that, they are recommending you for some work. They are sending people your way. Long story short, things are about to shift quickly, and we got this Uranus energy, and then we have the sun. The sun rules over, the sun rules over the sign of Leo. Leo is opposite Aquarius. Okay. Tell us more. Tell us more about this energy for my collective. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Try to come out. Tell us more. Oh, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Hello. We got the Five of Wands. Shut up. And then we have the Empress. Yes, bitch. This is so fucking good. And then we have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if you can see all of the cards that I have here. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and the Empress. This is really good. Nine of Pentacles energy is when you have worked your way into your own niche. Nine of Pentacles energy is when nobody can do it in the way that you do it. Nine of Pentacles energy is when I'm going to pay whatever price it is that you're asking because I like you. Nine of Pentacles is when I value you. Nine of Pentacles is when you have a fucking brand. Eight of Pentacles is when you're a worker bee. Eight of Pentacles is when you're doing work that anybody can do. you. Eight of Pentacles is when you are considered a low skill worker. Is that the phrase? I don't know. I've never used it before. But Eight of Pentacles energy is kind of like, I need someone in my business to copy and paste what I have in my Google Doc onto my email, into my like email server provider, whatever, so that people can be sent out emails. That's Eight of Pentacles energy, because really anybody could do that. Anybody can copy paste. Nine of Pentacles energy is when I have this person who sends out my emails and she is always on time. I have this person who sends out my emails and she reads through it and checks it to make sure that it's grammatically correct. I have this person who sends out my emails and she adds in cute little emojis that make it even more fun and engaging to read. I have this person who sends out my emails and she knows how to create a tagline and preview text that really stand out and gives my audience members, my email list, a clear picture and a clear idea of what's inside and how it's going to serve them, and that entices them to open it up and receive the value that I have to give them, and then it converts to sales because of course they buy from me, right? Nine of Pentacles energy is when I really like you. I really like your personality. I really like the way that you make me feel. I really like the work that you do. If you can do this, I want you to do it. If I can have anybody in the world to do this work, I'm going to hire you to do it because I know you and I like you and I trust you. Nine of Pentacles is when you have a brand. You are the brand. You are the person who is recognized. You don't get Nine of Pentacles energy by doing work that anybody else can do. You get Nine of Pentacles energy by being the woman who can do some shit that nobody else can do. I have seen you in a time pinch. I have seen you come up with creative solutions to problems. I have seen you overcome when things don't look like they're going your way. I have seen you turn nothing into something. I have seen you generate abundance when you came from lack. I have seen you do amazing work. I don't just want anybody who can copy paste. I want the person who I know is going to be on time to work every single day. I don't just want somebody who can copy paste. I want somebody who can keep up with me intellectually. I want somebody who understands the way that I communicate. I want somebody who I can laugh and joke with while also getting all of the work done. These are things that not everybody can do. These are things that as you get more specific, that's niching down. As you get more specific, you're only going to find a handful of people that can do that. You're only going to find a handful of people in the world that can help you become the leader of your mind while also laughing your ass off. You're only going to find a handful of people in the world who can inspire you and help you become the leader of your mind and have you laughing your ass off and make you feel comfortable and make you feel validated as a human being and make you feel safe even when everything else in the world feels like chaos. You're only going to find a handful of people in the world who make you feel nurtured and empowered and supported and also independent and like you can trust yourself all at the same time. Everybody can't do that. So, long story short, in my collective, yes, I was just describing myself, by the way. There's only a handful of people in the world who can do what you do. And if we're running down the list of every single thing that you do, everything that you bring to the table emotionally, mentally, in terms of your experience, your gifts, your talents, your skills. The list of people who meet that criteria gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And so when you're the only person who can do it in the way that you do it, when you're the only person who can meet that need, it's kind of like a little supply and demand sexiness going on here. I'm going to pay top dollar for your fucking work. I'm going to approach you like an empress, like a goddess, with an offering. I'm going to pay money to have access to your energy. I'm going to pay money to have access to your gifts. I'm going to pay money to have access to your talent. I'm going to pay money to have your eyes, your perspective, your energy in my life, on my projects, in my world. That's value. So what's happening in my collective is that you are in this niche. I heard a league of their own. You are in your own niche. And with the energy of the Five of Wands, there's many people who would like to work with you, who would like to connect with you, who would like to be supported by you, who would like to have you on their team. You got to think about it in terms of, there's a million ways that I could say this. In terms of business, there's not a lot of people who, what do I want to say? Like Five of Wands, Five of Swords mentality. There's a lot of people in corporate, there's a lot of people in business who are just out for themselves. They just want to win. They just want to be the most highly paid. Nothing wrong with wanting to win. Nothing wrong with wanting to be highly paid. But they don't have integrity. So they'll do whatever it takes to get to the top, which works for some people. But then, when you're running a business, when you're running a team, and you value integrity, in a world full of people who are willing to throw away their morals, who don't have any core values, when you are the person who has morals, when you are the person who genuinely cares about the team, you do not have a win at all cost mentality. You actually want the company to thrive. You actually care about the customer. You actually care about the quality of the product. You actually care about the work that you do. Those are things that can't be taught. Those are things that can't be bought. Those are things that put you in Nine of Pentacles energy. When you become as established as this person, I want to say this person or these people who are getting ready to work with you, who are looking at you right now, who are getting ready to hire you, when you become as established as these people have come, I'm seeing like you see people come in and you see people burn out. You see people come in, you see them all high strung and fake confident and blah, 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 blah. You see them rise, you see them fall. This is somebody who has heard it all before. That's the song that I'm hearing. This is somebody who has seen a lot. Okay, like this is somebody who is significantly more established, significantly older. They've seen a lot of people and they understand that certain personalities have a staying power. and the win at all cost personality. The person who is eager to burn bridges, that is not the person who has staying power. But the person who has that Libran energy, the person who cares about genuine, authentic relationships and connection, the person who really cares about community, that's a little bit different. And that's going to stand out. You're the person that I want on my team because I want to work with people who I trust. I want to work with people who care about people outside of themselves. Yes, of course, they care about themselves, but they also care about the team. They also care about the project. They will look out for one another. The person who is hiring you, the person who is willing to pay you more money, the person who is willing to take you where they're going, who is willing to, I get like a nurturing, mentoring energy. They're going to give you this Libran energy. You're going to meet more people through them, whether the more people that you meet are more clients or people that you're going to work on projects with, the next companies that are going to hire you. They're going to introduce you to an even greater network of people. And the reason why you are being chosen and the reason why you are the one that people want to work with is because you're genuine. Because you genuinely and authentically care about the work that you do. You genuinely and authentically care about being of service to people, being of service to community, being of service to a greater mission. This is not a reading for the person who is going to leave one company and then go and talk shit about that company and badmouth the company that they just left. One thing about Libras, call them two-faced all you want. Yes, I'm talking about myself. But they really do know when to take a sip of shut the fuck up juice. As a woman with an Aries stellium, I learned that from them. I have to practice that. One thing about people who have Libran energy is that they know when to be polite and they know when to say nothing. Or they know when to be very diplomatic. Not because they're fake and they need everybody to like them, but because if I just met you and you just left that job at that company and all you have is negative shit to say about that company, what type of energy are you likely to gonna bring into my company? What kind of energy are you likely going to bring onto my team? If I just met you and all you have to say is negative shit about where you came from, you're a negative person. You're somebody who is problem-oriented instead of solution-oriented. A Libran energy. Instead of being someone who is focusing on the problems of their last group. If I was a Libran energy, or I wanted to tap into that Libran Venusian energy, because Venus is all about like making things sweeter, right? Libras, they're so charming and charismatic because they know how to sweeten things. It's a Venusian fucking charm and blessing. The Libran energy wanted to create a better experience instead of focusing on what they hated at the other job. They would focus on, this is a solution that I created, and what I've found, what I've observed, what I've come to understand is that in an experience like this and this and this is what a team really needs. This is the solution. This is what's going to foster a healthier and safer working environment. And in that way, you can be communicating, I had a shitty experience in my last job, but you're not just being a complainer. You're communicating, I'm a solution-oriented person who is always ready, willing, and eager to grow and expand. Now you're showing up as a leader. This is something that Libran energy does really well. And so that's advice that's coming through for you. The problems that you are currently experiencing, or the problems that you have experienced with previous clients, previous customers, previous teams, previous bosses, previous blah, blah, blahs. What are your solutions to those problems? And what would you do if you were the boss? What would you do if you were the manager? How would you handle it? How would you have created a healthier working environment for yourself? What would you have done differently? Maybe this is something that you bring up during an interview. Maybe this is something that you just know energetically. Maybe this is something that's going on in the back of your mind. Because you need to be the person who is willing to stand out and not participate in the culture of shit talking and, like, I want to say shit posting and complain. Because you're committed to creating peace. And that commitment to peace, and that commitment to solutions, and that commitment to seeing things differently, and that commitment to optimism, because we have that Knight of Wands energy, which is very Sagittarian. That commitment to optimism, that is what is making you stand out. That is what is getting you the job. That is what is making you become the person who is always employed, always has a job. People are always hearing amazing things about you. People are reaching out to you to work with you, to connect with you, because it's just something about you. You just make things better. Yeah, solutions follow you everywhere you go because you have practiced and become a solution-oriented person, because you genuinely and authentically care about the well-being of everyone in the group, everyone on the team, everyone in the company, customers included, right? So I want to talk more about the money that's coming in, but we will do that in the extended, because there's a lot of celebration and there's a lot of abundance. 9 of Pentacles, she's getting paid the fucking most out of anybody else in the tarot deck. And the fucking Empress, she's really getting paid the most out of anybody in the tarot deck. The Empress is ruled by Taurus. Taurus as a sign is ruled by the planet Venus. There's so much Venusian energy that's coming through here. This is incredibly beautiful, incredibly blessed energy. Venus is a very beneficial planet. Wherever Venus touches, there's a blessing. Wherever Venus touches, there is favor. Okay, so you're moving into a period of a lot of favor in your life. You're moving into a period of a lot of favor in your career. We're going to take it into the extended. I think I am going to head to bed, so trust me that extended will be recorded and uploaded by the end of the day on Friday, April 11th, 2025. If you want access to that extended, you can join the extended readings membership by clicking the link in the description box. And with that being said, I love you so much. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe on your way out of here, and I'll talk to you in the next video.